Hola Year 7, welcome to Lesson 12 of the second summer half term. Your title for today, ¿Qué haces cuando hace buen tiempo? What do you do when it's good weather? And here's a list of the equipment you will need for today's lesson. You will need the exercise book the school gave you, a pen, your knowledge organiser for Module 6, which is available on class charts, and wordreference.com, which is also available on class charts. Pause to get that ready now. Please remember to email me if you've got any questions about the activities in this lesson between the hours of 9 and 3:30 while the lessons are taking place, and here's my email address. Also, please remember to upload a copy of your work onto class charts at the end of the lesson so I can check your work and give you a very well-deserved achievement point. Please make sure you do this within 2 days of the lesson. Gracias. Okay, Year 7. Copia el título. ¿Qué haces cuando hace buen tiempo? What do you do when it's good weather? Y la fecha, lunes el 6 de julio, Monday the 6th of July. Y el objetivo, the objective, to write a paragraph about which activities you do according to the weather. So pause if you need to do that now and press play when you're ready to go on to the do now activity. For your do now, I want you to just match up the Spanish phrases below. Okay, write the Spanish and the English, which matches it next to it. Gracias. Now it's time to check your answers. So casi nunca is hardly ever. Make sure you've got your accent on the I. A menudo is often. Siempre is always. A veces, sometimes. And nunca is never. So pause to check that now. I'm going to pass you to Miss Clinton now, who's going to teach the rest of the lesson. And I look forward to seeing your work on class charts later. Gracias, chicos. Adios.
Hola Year 7, so you've got another sentence builder here. Hopefully you're very used to these by now. And we're going to do some verbal dictation. So Spanish to Spanish. I will say the sentence from the sentence builder aloud, and you can write down the sentence as I am saying it. Please pause your video if you need to, but I will repeat each sentence twice. And this is really recapping the structure, sentence structure that we saw last lesson. So starting with cuando, plus your weather phrase, and then going into your time phrase, so saying specifically how often, and then of course the activity. So you did some translations on these last lesson, so this is a bit of a recap really, so that you'll be able to use this sentence structure in your writing at the end of the lesson. So let's have a go at the first sentence. Remember, you can start writing it down in your book in Spanish as I start speaking. So, cuando hace buen tiempo, siempre juego al fútbol. Cuando hace buen tiempo, siempre juego al fútbol. If you need a bit more time to write it down, please pause your video now. And you should have written, cuando hace buen tiempo, siempre juego al fútbol. When it's good weather, I always play football. So let's try another one. Cuando hace mal tiempo, a menudo hago mis deberes. Cuando hace mal tiempo, a menudo hago mis deberes. Pause your video now if you need a bit of extra time to write that down. And you should have written, cuando hace mal tiempo, a menudo hago mis deberes. When it's bad weather, I often do my homework. And the last one. Cuando llueve, a veces voy de compras al centro comercial. Cuando llueve, a veces voy de compras al centro comercial. Pause your video if you need a bit more time to write. So you should have written, cuando llueve voy de compras al centro comercial. When it's raining, sometimes I go shopping at the shopping centre. So year 7, we're going to carry on using the same sentence structure that we were just looking at there, using cuando, meaning when, plus our weather phrase, plus our time marker, plus our free time activity, so that we can say which activities we do according to what the weather is doing. So this time, however, we're going to be doing some delayed copying. What does that mean? Well, you're going to see a sentence for 10 seconds. Then it will disappear. You need to wait a further 10 seconds. So I will count you down, don't worry. And then you're only allowed to write when I say vamos. You will then write down the sentence, as you did before, in Spanish as it appeared on the screen. If you feel like you're really up for the challenge, you can also translate each sentence into English as you go. So, remember, you're not allowed to write anything before I say vamos. Let's have a go at the first one together. So here is our first sentence. Cuando hace buen tiempo, siempre juego al fútbol. I'm now going to leave this up there for 10 seconds. So you're not allowed to write anything, but you can repeat the sentence over and over in your head to try to memorize it. Okay, that's your 10 seconds up. Now, you're not allowed to write anything yet. I'm going to count you down for another 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Vamos. You can now write down the sentence in Spanish, please. Pause the video now to do this. And you should have written, cuando hace buen tiempo, siempre juego al fútbol. When it's good weather, I always play football. So here's your second sentence. I'll leave this up here for 10 seconds. Again, don't write anything yet until I tell you vamos. Okay, still don't write anything. I'll now count you down another 10 seconds. And vamos. Please write down your sentence in Spanish. Pause the video now to do this. And you should have written, cuando hace mal tiempo, a menudo hago mis deberes. When it's bad weather, I often do my homework. And here's your final sentence. Cuando llueve, voy de compras al centro comercial. Don't write anything, just memorize the sentence, please, in your head. Please don't write anything, you've still got another 10 seconds before you're allowed to write. Vamos. Please pause the video now to write down the sentence in Spanish. So you should have written, cuando llueve, voy de compras al centro comercial. When it's raining, sometimes I go shopping at the shopping centre. I'd now like us to do some speaking practice. So, again, I'll say the sentence in English twice. You'll then need to pause the video and say the correct sentence aloud in Spanish. Let's have a go. When it's raining, I do my homework. Pause your video now to say the sentence aloud in Spanish. So you should have said, cuando llueve, hago mis deberes. Let's have a go at the next one. When it's snowing, I go skiing. When it's snowing, I go skiing. Pause your video to say the correct sentence aloud in Spanish. And you should have said, cuando nieva, hago esquí. And another one. When it's windy, I go to the cinema. When it's windy, I go to the cinema. Pause your video now to say the sentence aloud in Spanish. And you should have said, cuando hace viento, voy al cine. Let's have a go at one more. When it's hot, I go to the swimming pool or the beach. When it's hot, I go to the swimming pool or the beach. Pause your video now to say the sentence aloud in Spanish. So you should have said, cuando hace calor, voy a la piscina o a la playa. Excelente. Okay, year 7, we're now going to do some reading practice so that you have some kind of model for your own writing, which we'll be doing in a moment. First of all, I'd like you to follow me, read aloud the text below. So, of course, this text is all about what we do each season according to what the weather is doing. En verano, cuando hace calor, siempre voy a la playa o a la piscina con mis amigos. Me gusta mucho ir a la playa porque es muy divertido. También, cuando hace sol, a veces juego al fútbol en el parque. En primavera, cuando hace buen tiempo, normalmente hago ciclismo. Sin embargo, nunca voy de compras en el centro comercial, dado que es bastante aburrido. En otoño, cuando llueve, siempre hago mis deberes y a menudo escucho música y juego en mi dormitorio. Me gusta escuchar música porque es bastante relajante. Finalmente, en invierno, cuando nieva, a veces hago esquí o voy al cine. Me encanta hacer esquí porque es muy emocionante. So, now year 7, I'd like you to fill in the grid below with the relevant information. And I'd like you to write in English. I've done the first season for you, the summer, which of course in Spanish is el verano. And you'll see on the left-hand side here, just in case you can't remember from a couple of lessons ago the seasons, what they are in Spanish, I put the Spanish for the seasons in brackets underneath, so you can identify those easily. So of course you'll add the weather, the activities that they do in for that season, which may be more than one, as you can see from the summer season here, and the opinion of each activity with reasons. Just be aware, as you can see here, that when I talked about playing football in the park, I didn't then give it an opinion and reason. So if there isn't an opinion and reason for every activity, don't worry. Just write, as I have here, an example, doesn't say. So, pause your video now, year 7, to have another read through and then copy and complete the grid below in English. Pause your video now to do this. And you can now check through your answers. Please pause your video if you need to make any changes. So we're now going to do some writing, year 7. Using the sentence builder below, I'd like you to write a paragraph saying what you do when it's good weather and what you do when it's bad weather. You can also include opinions and reasons. However, remember, after opinions, you'll need to use the infinitive of the verb, of the activity. For example, me gusta hacer esquí, or me gusta jugar al fútbol, porque es divertido. So, pause your video now to write your paragraph on the following. And if you have any time left at the end, year 7, I'd like you to do some more retrieval practice on box 3 from your vocab knowledge organiser, practicing the weather. So from me, it's a final thank you very much for all your hard work, Year 7. Keep it up and have a lovely day. Don't forget to upload your photo of your work onto class charts. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.